Many didn't see it, but those who were there will never forget how absurd Neymar was at Santos. Today we're going to look back at Neymar's career at Santos and analyze his impact on the club and on Brazilian football. Early career. Neymar arrived at Santos in 2003 at just 11 years old, after standing out in the youth ranks in his hometown, Mogi das Cruzes. His skill and talent soon caught the attention of the club's scouts, who incorporated him into the Santos youth ranks. From an early age, Neymar showed great potential, showing a unique style of football, which guaranteed his meteoric rise in the lower divisions. Professional debut. Neymar made his debut for Santos' professional team on March 7, 2009, in a match against Oeste in the Campeonato Paulista. Expectations surrounding him were extremely high, mainly due to his skill and style of play that made him a promising player in Brazilian football. Although he didn't score a goal on his debut, he demonstrated great technique and personality, generating great excitement among the fans. Early achievements. Neymar quickly stood out, scoring his first goal as a professional on March 11, 2009, in a game against Mogi Mirim, also in the Campeonato Paulista. This goal was just the beginning of a career full of achievements and memorable moments. Among the moves that began to attract attention were his disconcerting dribbling, impressive speed and vision of the game, which quickly made him the main name of Santos and one of the greatest promises in world football. During his time at Santos, Neymar enjoyed the peak of his career at the club, winning important titles that consolidated his position as one of the greatest talents in the history of Brazilian football. Campeonato Paulista, 2010, 2011, 2012. Neymar played a key role in the Campeonato Paulista, winning the tournament in 3 consecutive editions, 2010, 2011, and 2012. In all these campaigns, he was the star of the show, with decisive goals and plays that enchanted the fans. In 2011, in particular, he was elected the best player of the competition, proving his importance to the team and his ability to shine in decisive moments. Copa do Brasil, 2010. Another significant title won by Neymar was the 2010 Copa do Brasil. Santos took the trophy after a great campaign, with Neymar being decisive in several matches. In the final, the team faced Vitória and Neymar shone, scoring goals and helping to consolidate the victory of the São Paulo team. Libertadores, 2011. The highlight of Neymar's career at Santos was winning the Copa Libertadores in 2011, a title that Santos fans have been waiting for over 40 years. Neymar was the star of this historic achievement, with exceptional performances, including important goals during the tournament. Santos beat Penarol in the final, and Neymar showed his full potential by being one of the highlights of the competition, playing a decisive role with his skill, goals, and assists. Recopa Sudamericana, 2012. In 2012, Neymar also helped Santos win the Recopa Sudamericana, defeating Boca Juniors in the final. This title brought the club's victorious era to a close, and Neymar continued to shine on the international stage, strengthening his image as one of the greatest prospects in world football. These titles, in addition to his memorable performances, were fundamental to building Neymar's legacy at Santos, making him an icon of the club and one of the best players of his generation. One of the most iconic goals of Neymar's career at Santos took place on July 10, 2011, in a match against Flamengo, valid for the Brazilian Championship. Neymar scored a goal of rare beauty, after an individual play in which he dribbled past several opponents and, from outside the area, finished with class into the goalkeeper's corner. This goal was elected the most beautiful of the year by FIFA, and is remembered to this day as one of the greatest moments of his career at the club. The play demonstrated not only his impressive technical ability, but also his coolness and intelligence to make decisions in high-pressure situations. The 2011 Copa Libertadores final was another defining moment in Neymar's career at Santos. The opponent was Penarol from Uruguay, and the decisive match took place on July 15, 2011. Neymar had a brilliant performance, being the team's star player and leading the Santos attack. Although he did not score in the final, his plays and movements created several opportunities for his teammates. Santos won 2-1, winning the title after a 48-year wait, and Neymar was instrumental in leading the team to this historic title. His presence on the field and his ability to make the difference in decisive moments were essential factors in the victory. Neymar had a spectacular time at Santos, and his statistics at the club reflect the impact he had during his time there. Throughout his career with the first team, from 2009 to 2013, Neymar played a total of 230 games, in which he scored 138 goals and provided 47 assists. These numbers not only show the number of times he made a difference on the field, but also his ability to generate plays and involve his teammates in the attack. Individual awards. Puskas Award, 2011 and 2011, Neymar was awarded the Puskas Award, given by FIFA to the most beautiful goal of the year. This award was the result of his incredible play against Flamengo, which became one of the most remembered goals in the recent history of world football. His ability to dribble past several opponents and finish masterfully made him stand out on the international scene, alongside great names in football. Best Player of the Campeonato Paulista, 2010, 2011, 2012. During his years of dominance in the Campeonato Paulista, Neymar was elected the best player of the competition in 3 consecutive editions, 2010, 2011, and 2012, which is a reflection of his supremacy and importance to the Santos team. Best Player of the Brasileiro, 2011 and 2011, Neymar was also elected the best player of the Campeonato Brasileiro, after a season in which his performance was decisive for Santos, with goals and assists that raised the level of the team in the tournament. Neymar was a fundamental piece in the international projection of Santos during his time at the club. His exceptional skill and charisma not only won over the Brazilian public, but also made the football world pay attention to Santos. Before Neymar's rise, the club had a great history, but was best known for its connection with Pelé. With the arrival of the young striker, Santos became recognized worldwide, mainly due to the way Neymar stood out in national and international championships, such as the 2011 Libertadores. Contract with Nike and other sponsors. Neymar's popularity was also boosted by contracts with major international sponsors. The most significant was his contract with Nike, one of the biggest sports brands in the world. This contract not only strengthened Neymar's image as a global star, but also attracted attention to Santos, as the partnership generated more visibility for the club in advertising campaigns and events promoted by the brand. In addition, Neymar partnered with other major companies, further increasing his exposure and contributing to Santos' growing visibility on the world stage. Increased visibility of Santos abroad. With Neymar shining in international competitions, such as the Libertadores and regional tournaments, Santos gained a new status, becoming more talked about in the international media. Fans from around the world began to follow Brazilian football with greater interest, partly due to the presence of Neymar, who became one of the greatest ambassadors of Brazilian football abroad. The club began to be seen as a reference point for young talent and a center for the development of stars, just as it had been during the Pelé era. The comparison between Neymar and other Santos idols, such as Pelé, is inevitable, given the impact they both had on the club, but also on world football. Pelé is, without a doubt, the greatest name in the history of Santos and world football. His trajectory at the club and in world football is unparalleled, with 3 World Cups, more than 1,000 goals, and a career that established Santos as a global powerhouse. Neymar, although he did not win titles as grand as Pelé, left his mark on a generation that saw him shine and revered him, especially with the 2011 Libertadores Cup win and the impact on social networks and global media. When comparing Neymar to Pelé, the differences are notable, but the greatness of the Santos striker cannot be underestimated. Neymar was the biggest name at Santos in the decades following the Pelé era, transitioning the club to a new generation of stars. His skill, his vision of the game, and his ability to make decisions in big moments make him the club's main player post-Pelé. Neymar was undoubtedly Santos' greatest player since Pelé, establishing himself as one of the greatest figures in the history of Santos football. His technical ability and ability to attract global attention helped put Santos on a new level, not only in Brazil, but also on the international stage. Although Santos had other great names after Pelé, such as Robinho, none of them had the same global impact as Neymar. He helped the club revive an era of greatness and, in a way, create a new identity for Santos in modern football. The negotiation that took Neymar to Barcelona was one of the biggest and most discussed episodes of his career. After establishing himself as one of the greatest prospects in world football, and shining in international competitions with Santos, Neymar began to attract the attention of the biggest clubs in Europe. The negotiation for his move to Barcelona was concluded in 2013, after long talks between Santos, the player, and the Catalan club. The amount involved in the transfer was not completely clear due to controversies over the payment of commissions and the actual amount of the deal, but it is estimated that Barcelona paid around €57 million to Santos, considering the transfer fee and other related expenses. This amount was quite significant for the Brazilian market and for Santos, who received a large sum for one of their biggest assets. However, some later documents indicated that the real amount could be even higher, which generated controversy over the details of the deal, including allegations of financial irregularities. The farewell to Santos was marked by great emotion. Neymar said goodbye to his fans with an event at the Vila Belmiro Stadium, where he was applauded by fans who had followed him since childhood. The farewell was one of mutual gratitude, as he had had a brilliant career at the club and helped put Santos back at the top of Brazilian and international football. However, the departure was also seen as a moment of regret, as the fans felt that Neymar could still give more to the club. However, the man declared, "I'm going, but I'll also be back," and today we are seeing this unfold again. The Prince is back, and what the boy Ney will do in Brazilian football will be written in the history books.